Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Taking it about the 1. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. The numbers for him from a week ago: 18 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football, give it to them early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. 6 yards left on 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 39, Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 14 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third.
He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his big tight end, Gronkowski. A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17.
13 yards on the return there after a punt of 57.
And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flush to his right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play there for KC. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. They'll run it out of the gun with Hill. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Justice Hill, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score as they regroup with 1st and 10. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. To throw is Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Watch out for Hill on the return. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A great blocking nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he's got this down to the 35. 50 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
On 2nd down, it's Hill. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Now here's Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now it's Stafford. And he's got Gronkowski yet again. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the air again, Stafford. He dumps it off to Drake. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 5. Throwing is Stafford. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Back to throw. Stafford. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe. So it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Sliding out of the...
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Mullen.
And the Raiders will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
On first down, Stafford here. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. The final shot before the break, Stafford. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached... All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something.
And trying to get it to Ruggs, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Nick Bolton.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. Here's Mahomes to throw. Flushed out right. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Mahomes going to throw. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. They run. It's Hill. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
Edwards-Helaire.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step 1 on that play.
Hill. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Justice Hill with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it is 28-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go.
And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Stafford. Looking middle. It's caught by Gronkowski. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good game and a first down.
The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop.
But they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after them now.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford.
This goes out wide for Drake.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Time now for Patrick Mahomes as we put him in our players spot. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And now here come the Raiders. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. On 1st and 10, Stafford looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation point, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away, and it's not just a turnover at the spot.
Mahomes throwing on 4th. Dancing to his left.
Well, he didn't get much, but he didn't need much. He got just enough on that play. The pressure came, but they allowed him to escape, and he got to the sideline and got out of bounds, picking up a 1st down.
They'll try to pound it in with Hill. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 69 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chiefs look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that will extend this big lead. That time a 6-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people would think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this returnable for Hill. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Now the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Now Stafford into the secondary past the 40.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.